were there any findings that explain things that you've been experiencing but couldn't figure out why for yourself?
Yes, I think acidity was one. My family and my family's history, the liver and the liver fat critical area, that's something that I know my dad had talked about and he'd had problems with in the past. And also heart disease is something that came through, and like grandparents have struggled with heart disease. So I think those were consistent with my family history, my understanding. I was thinking that makes sense in terms of my family, my heritage. I think also there was an indicator around muscle tissue and injury and bone health and so on. And I mean, you know, look, I've suffered repeated dislocation of a shoulder following an injury which I had corrective surgery for, and then we've already talked about my Achilles reconstruction. Now, you know, how closely those are related to that test, I'm not sure, but it's certainly, there are areas that I go, well, that's consistent with my experience, and now I've got evidence for it, and I've also got a plan to reduce that risk. That's really of interest to me.
That's the main thing. That's what you need to find out. That's what you need to know. I think what will happen is, as you go on, you can refer back to the test and you can just look at it